going to ask Dani van der Merwe to join me on stage. And Dani, just going from a parking lot into the office where you now, and hopefully it's an air conditioning environment. I want to remind you that this has been a dream. It was a dream that was written down, and today we can showcase something very special. Dani, take us through the journey of dreaming and how a dream becomes a reality. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Kalk. Yeah, this is really a special moment. And I think, we build software, we build solutions, and we build a lot of things, but there's moments in time where you build stuff and you realize that the impact this can have is huge. And that's really what makes, things really fun for us, and what makes it exciting for us is to be able to make a real impact. I actually do believe, as my topic here says, that it can be a defining moment for every single person on this call from a work perspective, and also a defining moment for our industry to actually become more respected, more professional, and to solve one of the biggest challenges that we've been facing for a long time, and that is communication, the vast volumes of communication. So for those of you that were engaged, you would remember this slide. But I think it was around 2015 when, forgive me if my timelines are a bit off, but when we witnessed a collision between tech and industry. And this was when WhatsApp became mainstream communication in South Africa. Now, we still had our property management business back then, and I remember the moment when we were getting these requests to also now respond on WhatsApps, on messages, and soon thereafter it was voice notes. And I vividly remember we had this one investor, and he owned units in multiple blocks that we managed. And he had this routine to do site inspections, and it must have been in the evenings, because roughly 2:00 in the mornings, we would be getting 15 to 20-minute voice notes. And the next morning, we would obviously be at the office and we would listen to these extended voice notes. And most of it would be irrelevant, but then there would be that 1 or 2 moments in the voice note that is really important, where he actually gave us, instructions. And I knew back then this is going to be a defining moment. We were either going to be accepting this new communication channel and support it properly, or we're going to reject it and try and force trustees to stick with emails, giving us formal instructions through emails. We wanted to do the latter, but just looking at industry next to us, the trend was just so strong, and we had to bend to this new trend. And the real reason for that was we had no free and convenient alternative to put on the table, for the trustees. And this had a significant impact on our business. And I think I speak for everyone if I say on all industry. I think that the impact was a significant additional admin burden, because now we need to be on all these different WhatsApp groups. And yes, you can tell people that you're not on it, or you're just on it, and for maybe some viewing, but it still distracts us, and it's still that context shift. And you know it better than me. I think it also added an additional risk to our business, because of that 1 or 2 times that you actually miss that request that comes through. And I don't know about the rest of you, but it all came at no additional compensation. So today, I want to say, but today, we have an opportunity to change this by putting community management in the palm of our clients' hands. Today, we actually now have the free and convenient alternative that we lacked in 2015. I don't like to call it an alternative. I would like to call it the way going forward. But to achieve that, we are going to have to work together. So essentially what I'm saying is we can create another collision that can set our industry in another direction that will help us to make a significant dent in the communication challenge that we have and position our value much better and much more efficiently to our clients. So I think it's fair to say 2015, the whole WhatsApp world happened to us, and the result was painful. We're still feeling it today. But in 2026, we can now have it happen for us. And that is what today is all about, making sure we solve one of our biggest pain points, or at least make a huge dent in it, and help showcasing our value to clients in a better and more efficient way. Now at Engage, we unpack the leadership journey. It will require for us to lead the way and get to that other side, not only surviving, but actually thriving. So I'm going to apply the framework and just cover a couple of those things, but do it in the context of launching the app. All right, so just before we go on the journey again, what is leadership? Leadership is helping people succeed who might not have if the leader was not there. And the first thing we said is that leadership is not linked to a title at all. It's not linked to a position. Leadership is for every single person on this call who's willing to make the choice to help other people succeed. The second thing we said about leadership is that it is not at all about you. It is about the impact that you can make on other people. And then thirdly, we said leadership is in fact all about you, because the size of you will be the size of the impact that you can make. So what does the journey look like? The journey has 3 phases or 3 steps, if you like. The first step being self-leadership, and you want to get that well done. Then it's team leadership. You want to hear that thank you. And then it's all about industry leadership, where random people come to you and say, listen, I actually admire what you do. And we're going to need all 3 of these in the app rollout. If you think about self-leadership, in the app, from an app launch perspective, it's really all about making sure that you become an expert on the app. You actually understand the features, you understand the benefits, and you actually understand how to introduce it to your clients. You understand how to actually make your workflows, them part of your workflows. And so it's really all about upskilling yourself and making sure that you know exactly what this is all about. Then from a team leadership perspective, once you know it, it's about helping others. Some guys are a bit faster on technology than others. And this is about helping the rest of your team to just get onto speed with the app and all of the benefits. And also take the lead maybe in terms of reaching your client base with a unified message to make sure that it lands well and that there is the adoption that you'd like. And then I think the community app launch is going to require a massive industry leadership mindset. And I think this is the one tool. We've launched many features, but this is the one tool that we are launching where we as industry will have to work together to reach mass adoption. Like with WhatsApp, mass adoption forced a new trend. The same with the community app. We need mass adoption for trustees to really change their ways and align with our workflows so that we can become more valuable and do our work more efficiently. So that is the leadership journey that we need to go on and that we need to be on. Then what is the next step to make sure that we get to that other side again, thriving and not just surviving? We actually need to have a goal. And for all of those that's on the Level Up journey, the Level Up certification metric for the year is a 25% adoption. So in simple terms, if you have 100 communities, you want 25 of those communities, trustee or director groups, using the app for the workflows that we will be discussing today. So remember, a goal is there to give us direction. A goal is there to help us track progress. So a good tip would be to break that goal down, maybe monthly, to keep track and make sure that you actually do make progress. So that's the goal. All right. After a goal, what leaders do is they put processes in place to make sure that they actually move towards that goal and achieving that goal. So amongst others, we will share processes like how to get ready internally before putting the app into our clients' hands. We'll share on how to actually now get the app into the client's hands, and then how to include them into the workflow. So that we will cover today, and will help you with setting up those processes to achieve that goal. And then lastly, it is so important what we become, because leaders understand that really is about what we become, because that is sustainable, and that is that's what it's all about. We have become something today, and we need to become something tomorrow if we want to enjoy different fruits. So I believe we will become a more professional, more respected, more valuable, and more valued industry. I see us moving away from being seen as merely administrators and step into this role of community asset management. So I want to thank everybody for buying out the time, for being here today, for upskilling yourself and being part of this journey. I know in 5 or 10 years' time, we're going to be looking back, and we're going to be looking at this defining moment the same way we're looking at WhatsApp 10 years back. And we're going to see the incredible impact that this launch had for every single one of us in this industry. Schalk, as I end, I think it's appropriate to end to say that, will this change be easy? And I think it's categorically no. But will it be worth it? And for that, I want to say absolutely yes. So, Schalk, with that, over to you. Let's do this.
Donnie, before you go, thank you for the intro. Barbara Shingler has been to our Engage events, and she started the event by saying, "Well done and thank you." You've rehashed the well done, thank you. We want to get to the industry where our clients, the trustees, industry say, we admire you. Donnie, dare I ask, this is off script, I every now and then do this, vision for the community app. Today we launched it for trustees and directors. How do you see this in 5 years?
Yeah, I think a critical first step is obviously for trustees and directors to adopt this, because we have interaction with them a lot. So our chances of changing their workflows is much better. But that's the first step, all right, is to really get them adopted and getting them into our workflows, being more efficient. And obviously the app will also be a self-help place for them to be able to, where they would have asked questions or send emails or phone us, they will be able to start to help themselves there. But as you mentioned, this is just the first step. The next step is going to be this app just expanding really into the owner app. And we mentioned that it's solving the communication challenge, because in future, if you think about it, the gap today, and I'm going a little bit into Maritza's slides here, but the gap is we have information and other people want it. And the app is that convenient, free tool that we're putting in people's hands to now have direct access to the value that we have in our hands without having to phone or email us. And that's where we discussed a whole new value that we're going to be moving towards. So, Schalk, I don't want to go too much into Maritza's slides, but we're closing the value gap, and that's the long-term vision.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Donnie.